Welcome back to NFL in Review. This will be week 17 of the 2025 NFL season. We're in the home stretch. We have a couple of weeks before the playoffs. There's a lot to talk about, so let's get started. We're going to start with the Thursday games, obviously. We have the Dallas Cowboys at the Washington Commanders. NFC East rivalry. Not really a fan of this, only because I may not like the Cowboys, and I like the Washington Commanders, and the fact that they're 4-12 now is like a knife to the chest. And I had a bet with one of my friends saying that if the Dallas Cowboys win, that I would have to wear a Cowboys shirt, and I did that. I only wore it one time for Marshawn Nealon, rest in peace. About the game, I believe Marcus Mariota is going to be starting for the rest of the season, even though there's not that many left. We only have one regular week left, and then playoffs start January 10th. That's where we're at right now. Dak Prescott leads in most passing yards as far as quarterbacks go, and somehow these two teams both got eliminated from playoff contention. So last season, Washington was in the NFC Championship, and now they have a 4-12 record, only because Jaden Daniels. Marcus Mariota, he's a flipping coin, is how I see this. Like, he either does good or either does bad. And this time he did bad, and against the Dallas Cowboys, no less. Yeah, they have the Giants next week. Dallas Cowboys have the Giants next week at home. Dallas is not at home. Giants are at home. Yeah, it hurts. I'm looking at the score right now, and it hurts. I had to wear a Cowboys shirt. Congrats to the Dallas Cowboys and Dak Prescott for winning Week 17. We have the Detroit Lions next at the Minnesota Vikings. This is a very bad game, only because it hurts that I support the Lions and that the Lions are my favorite from NFC North. Max Brosmer was the quarterback, and J.J. McCarthy was out, I think with a concussion, or I think something happened to him. So Max Brosmer filled him in. You know, like, he had 51 passing yards, and then throughout the entire game it was like something about like he was able to get the ball only like 3 yards, unless that was a meme, unless somebody was pulling my leg and just making a joke. And somehow, some way, Max Brosmer still got the win over the Lions. I'm pretty sure Minnesota loves that. They love beating the Lions. Vikings hate the Lions. And I think this NFC North division hates each other the most. Like, Packers hate the Bears. Bears hate the Lions. Lions hate the Packers. Packers hate the Vikings. Vikings hate the Packers. Vikings hate the Bears. Vikings hate the Lions. They all hate each other. So, everybody keeps blaming Jared Goff, the quarterback for the Detroit Lions. They keep blaming him for the loss, but I personally believe that if you put any quarterback behind that horrible offensive line, you would have gotten the same result, in my personal opinion. Jared Goff had no protection. Jared Goff had very little time to react. It hurts, because he was I have to start him now for fantasy, and it's coming to a close, so I don't think, I don't think I'll do fantasy again after this. But congratulations to Max Brosmer and the Minnesota Vikings for their win Week 17. AFC West divisional rivalry. We have the Denver Broncos at the Kansas City Chiefs. If I had expected any score, it would be the Denver Broncos beating the Kansas City Chiefs. If anything, I would think that Kansas City would have the 13-3 record, but they have a 6-10 record. And America rejoices. It will be weird not seeing the Chiefs in the playoffs this year. And they got eliminated in Week 15. Patrick Mahomes is out for the rest of the season. I think he's recovering well. He's already doing rehab. And now Gardner Minshew was out. And if you remember, I said last week that he tore his ACL. Gardner Minshew did not tear his ACL, as you could read in the description of last week's video. But he was still hurt. You know, it's not a severe injury, but he was still hurt, and he's not able to play. So they got another quarterback, their last quarterback. think from a practice squad, and they still lost 20-13. Denver Broncos stay in the lead of the pack of the AFC. Like, he has the first seed, like the first week bye, the first seed, so he goes straight to divisional. If there was any reason to like Bo Nix, it would be this game. Like, I kept telling everybody, like, they think that Bo Nix didn't do good last week, but he would have done good against the Kansas City Chiefs anyway. So this would have been a good this was a good division rivalry game, and I like seeing Bo Nix do better this time. 13-3 is this record, and I think they might get another win next week to make them 14-3, which is amazing for them. And I love that for Bo Nix. So congratulations to Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos for their win against the Kansas City Chiefs, Week 17. We got 2 Saturday games. Gotta talk about these. We got the Houston Texans at the LA Chargers. Now, obviously, Texans are my favorite of AFC South, and I told you that AFC South is that weird anomaly division. They're both 11-5 teams, so I think both of these teams. No, I think the Chargers clinched the playoffs, and then the Texans still have a shot. They're still in the hunt. And I hope to God that they clinched. I gotta see. I'm glad that the Texans won. I'm really, really glad that the Texans won. I want to see them do good because they're a young team. They're a very young team. To give some perspective on how young this team is, I, myself, am older than the Houston Texans. My sister is older than the Houston Texans. Having a young team like this, being able to dominate 11-5, it's a pretty good feeling. Like, seeing them have more wins than losses is pretty good. They just stacked. They weren't looking too good at the beginning of the season. I was like, oh man, Houston Texans are not going to do good. But they just stacked win after win after win, and I'm just like, oh, it's so good to see this. They had to ramp up. They had to lock in, especially against Justin Herbert and the Chargers. Like, I do like their San Diego colors that they did when they used to have. It would be really nice to see them back in San Diego. Just seeing SD next to that lightning bolt would be great. Only because their colors were that of the older team that used to be in San Diego. But congratulations to the Houston Texans and CJ Stroud and their tank of a defense for winning their Week 17 game. The last one of the Saturday games, we have the Baltimore Ravens at the Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay Packers at home going up against Lamar Jackson. Wait, I think he was out because of his back. I think it was Tyler Huntley that was here. And now the Baltimore Ravens are 8-8. And now the Green Bay Packers are 9-6-1. It's so weird seeing a tie for these games. Like, I kind of hate seeing that, but let's talk about it. If we talk about the game, you'll see Tyler Huntley and Zay Flowers, okay? You'll know that last week I would have said that Zay Flowers needed to go home. He did only slightly better, but not by much. So, very, very slowly redeemed himself, but that's not saying much. A lot of people still don't like Zay Flowers being on the Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson was on the sideline, so it was Tyler Huntley. That was the quarterback for the Ravens. This is a very weird situation, only because the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens now have to fight for that AFC North spot to win that division. And I think they play each other next week. I have to see the game. I have to see what they have next week, because there's only 1 week left, and that'll be division rivalry week. They're still clinching that playoff spot. Oh yeah, Sunday night is going to be Ravens at Steelers. That's the Sunday night thing. That's going to be the very last game of the regular season. So there's going to be no Monday Night Football unless they're going to move some stuff around. But that's not looking that way. So yeah, Ravens are at the Steelers. This is a toss-up. I really hope the Ravens win, only because Steelers do not deserve that spot. I'm sorry, Steelers fans, but I'm tired of you guys wasting a playoff spot. Congratulations to the Baltimore Ravens and Tyler Huntley for winning Week 17. We go on to the Sunday night game. And speaking of the Pittsburgh Steelers, they had a game against the Cleveland Browns. And the Cleveland Browns are at home. This was not a high-scoring game. However, we are looking at the Cleveland Browns beating the Pittsburgh Steelers at home. So, most likely Pittsburgh's gonna... I didn't know that Pittsburgh had a 9-7 record. So I feel now with that new information, I feel like even if Baltimore wins, even if Baltimore wins the next game, I think Steelers are gonna win AFC North. But so many people were praising Mike Tomlin back then. They were like, "Oh, we won a game, and now we're gonna be AFC North champions." And then they get beat by the Cleveland Browns. 4 wins for the Cleveland Browns and 12 losses. You want to know who else gave Cleveland Browns one of those wins? And I'm still not over it. I think somebody said, like, when Aaron Rodgers was in his rookie season, Shedeur Sanders was only 3 years old. He was only a little tiny toddler. And now Shedeur Sanders is playing against a legend in quarterback kingdom. Yeah, I'm actually kind of happy the Cleveland Browns won against the Pittsburgh Steelers, only because it just means that, like, I'm not sure if it's the offensive line or Shedeur Sanders himself, but I feel like if they fix their quarterback situation, like, and their offensive line situation, I think they'll have a shot. That's neither here nor there. Congratulations to Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Browns for their win, Week 17. AFC South. We were in AFC North territory, now we're in AFC South territory. We have Jacksonville Jaguars at the Indianapolis Colts. Peep the new Indianapolis Colts logo that they put for the graphic when I took the screenshot. They put the state of Indiana in the negative space of the C where the Colts logo is. I don't know how I feel about that logo. It kind of looks sloppy to me. It kind of looks like a broken horseshoe. I kind of like the old horseshoe logo. That's how I know the Colts. Trevor Lawrence did it again. 12-4. They just stacked win upon win for this season. They didn't do good last season, but they made up for it this season. Phillip Rivers and the Indianapolis Colts, ever since the Colts lost Daniel Jones, I think getting Phillip Rivers, even though he had 300 yards in one passing game, I still think Phillip Rivers can go. He still looked pretty good. I mean, judging by the score, it's only a 6-point game. It's weird seeing the Colts have Phillip Rivers. And I'm not saying that Phillip Rivers doesn't deserve to be there, because he's a legend. Phillip Rivers is a legend in the quarterback kingdom. Going up against a young Trevor Lawrence, okay? Trevor Lawrence knows what he's doing, okay? That's all I'm saying. Phillip Rivers, I think, going up against a young defense like Jacksonville, it's pretty clear to me that Jacksonville has that number. So congratulations to the Jacksonville Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence for their win Week 17. This is a game that I have been looking forward to. Philadelphia Eagles at the Buffalo Bills. So I was excited about this game only because Buffalo usually ramps up and plays a lot better when postseason when it's close to postseason, when the season is usually coming to an end. Even though this was not a high-scoring game, defense was on one for both teams. If you see low scores like this, it means that defense was on top of their game. I know Eagles still won, like, even though I do like the Buffalo Bills. I still would have rooted for the Philadelphia Eagles only because they're my favorite, and Buffalo Bills is not a favorite, but I still do like that team. They did clinch playoffs, so these games don't necessarily matter. They already locked in their spots, so they're still good. But hopefully within the next week or so, we're going to see Josh Allen ramp it up and make it to the Super Bowl. People are saying that there's no Patrick Mahomes to trip him up. Maybe he'll do a lot better. I'm not sure. but we'll just have to see when the postseason comes around. I knew going into this that this was like a rainy game. Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley kind of were slipping up a little bit. I saw some slip-ups there. I guess it was because it was raining hard, in fact, with cold weather, that they were going to do. I mean, they're used to this. They're northern states, so there's AFC East and then NFC East. Eastern is what we'll call them, but congratulations to Philadelphia Eagles, Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, what have you, for winning Week 17. Sunday Night Football. Chicago Bears at the San Francisco 49ers. This was a high-scoring game. A high-scoring game. They tied at 35. They went into overtime at the fourth quarter and tied at the fourth quarter with 35 to go. I think that's the first time that's ever happened in NFL history. These are two, even though I do not like these two teams, these are two teams that had an entertaining game. I did watch this game. Why does Brock Purdy like to dance so much? That's what I want to know. Like, where did his dancing come from? Is he going to be on Dancing with the Stars or something? That's what I think. I kind of had a feeling that the Niners were going to win this one. I mean, the Bears are nothing to sneeze at either, but they both clinched the playoffs, I think. I know the Bears did. I'm not sure about the Niners. I think the Niners have clinched the 7th seed already. Getting another win for them is pretty cool, I guess. I don't have anything against Brock Purdy. I do know that I like George Kittle, though. So, yeah. I like... And also Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey was probably the MVP for this game because they utilized him a lot for this Chicago Bears defense. And Christian McCaffrey was able to get past all of that. He was able to get past all of that, and he was the MVP for this game. A lot of people were saying that this was the game of the year, the game of the season, that it was very entertaining and there were such good plays, very high-scoring plays. I mean, you could see by the score, like, this was a pretty high-scoring game, like, by both teams, by two top teams. Even though I may not like them, it's just the score can't be denied. Their record can't be denied. Like, this was probably the best game that we have seen in a long, long time. I might have to rewatch it only because of how good it was. Congratulations to the San Fran 49ers, Christian McCaffrey, Brock Purdy, George Kittle, and team for winning Week 17. Monday Night Football, the LA Rams at the Atlanta Falcons. The Rams, they're my favorite team from NFC West, and now seeing them lose to the Atlanta Falcons, one of the teams I do not like, it burns my blood. It's fine. I think Matthew Stafford was just looking a little bit tired here. They got Kirk Cousins there. Kirk Cousins was their quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons. Since Michael Penix Jr. was out, Kirk Cousins had to fill in. Kirk Cousins was, I'm not sure if he's younger than Matthew Stafford or older than Matthew Stafford. Or maybe they're the same age. They utilized Bijan Robinson. I don't know what Puka Nacua and company had to say about this game. I don't know if Puka will still tweet about this and saying refs were doing their job. I don't know what Puka was thinking. I don't know what Matthew Stafford was thinking. Atlanta was just here. Yeah, it hurts. It hurts seeing the Atlanta Falcons do good. It hurts seeing the Rams do bad. I mean, the Rams clinched the playoffs already, so I'm not worried about that. But I just don't like seeing them lose. I don't like seeing the Rams lose. Rams are my guys. Okay, I'm an Aries. I am a whole Aries, so that's why I'm a Rams fan. Okay. I mean, really, I'm a Dolphins fan, but we're going to talk about the next game. Congratulations to the Atlanta Falcons and Kirk Cousins and Bijan Robinson for their win Week 17. Well, look at this. Would you take a look at this? This is a score that I did not think was going to happen. We have Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Miami Dolphins. Two of my favorite teams going up against each other for Week 17. I feel like 17 is a cursed number because now Tampa Bay lost to that week. Tampa Bay lost this Week 17 and the score was 17. It is crazy looking at this Miami Dolphins and Tampa Bay Buccaneers are both 7-9 teams. And somehow Tampa Bay has not been eliminated from playoff contention yet. They probably have, but I think there's still a game left to play. So after rivalry week, I think I don't know. I just think I was not expecting to win this game. This is one of those games that I was not expecting to win, only because I like Baker Mayfield a lot. Quinn Ewers, first of all, congratulations to Quinn Ewers for his first win as a starting quarterback. I'm glad that Mike McDaniel is giving him a chance now to prove what he's got. I'm happy and sad at the same time. I love these two teams, okay? You know that I'm a Dolphins fan. You know that I love Tampa Bay as well. They're my favorite from NFC South, okay? Just seeing Miami win, even though they're eliminated, just to add another win to their pile. My guess is that Dolphins are going to be 7-10 because they have to face the Patriots next week. We haven't faced them since week 2. That was our second loss, and then this loss to the Patriots is going to be our last loss. So it's going to be 7-10 for us. If Miami somehow pulls off an upset next week, this is like a 0.001% chance that this is going to happen. Because Drake May is just too good. I'm starting to talk about other games, but let's talk about this game. Baker Mayfield, I think they had everybody, so I don't know what happened. I don't know if defense was on one. Maybe our defense kind of stacked up a little bit. Yeah, I'm like I said, I'm sad and happy at the same time to see Miami win, but I'm sad because moreover that Miami could have been this good when earlier in the season we could have had Quinn Ewers do some stuff. I'm sad for Tampa Bay because now the Panthers are at the top. Not that I don't like the Panthers, but now that they're both 7-9 teams, it's going to be really tough for Tampa Bay to pull this off next week. I'm surprised we won. This should have been a Tampa Bay dominant game. I guess Quinn Ewers can prove that he's staying. Okay, like I have full faith in Quinn Ewers now. For all I care, Tua can go by the wayside, in my personal opinion. Like he can just stay benched. He could just be a backup for all I know. We could start Quinn Ewers for the rest of this season now. Even though there's only 1 week left, I just hope for next season that we Quinn Ewers more, keep Zach Wilson in the second, and then Tua in the last. Congratulations to the Miami Dolphins for their win against Tampa Bay, Week 17. But this only proves that, like, we beat the Saints, we beat the Falcons, we beat Tampa Bay. The only NFC South team that we couldn't beat was the Carolina Panthers? That's crazy to me. That's honestly insane to me. I didn't think we were going to win this one, but, you know, surprises do happen. Congratulations to Miami. Next week is going to be rivalry week, okay? Like, every single game next week is going to be a division rivalry game. So it'll be very, very competitive. The playoff picture currently, as it stands, for AFC we have the Denver Broncos and the first seed. They go straight to divisional. Second seed is New England Patriots. Third seed is Jacksonville Jaguars. Fourth seed is Pittsburgh Steelers for the moment. Fifth seed is LA Chargers. Sixth seed is Buffalo Bills. And the seventh seed is the Houston Texans. This is for the moment. Most of these have already been locked in. For NFC side, we have the Seattle Seahawks clinching the first round bye in the first seed. Our second seed is the Chicago Bears. The third seed is the Philadelphia Eagles. The fourth seed is the Carolina Panthers. The fifth seed is the San Francisco 49ers. I was wrong about that, being them in the seventh seed. The sixth seed is the LA Rams, and the seventh seed is the Green Bay Packers. This is our playoff picture as it currently stands. Next week, things could still potentially change. Again, I won't know until you know how it looks. But I'll put a picture up on the side or whatever, maybe around here, only because this is what it looks like as of right now. So it's Steelers, Panthers, on the bubble, Ravens, Buccaneers actually. So Packers actually clinched that spot, okay? So it's actually the Buccaneers. They have a 28% chance of It looks like Bucks have 28% chance of making the playoffs. Panthers have a 72% chance. So Panthers are most likely going to make it. Ravens have a 60% chance and Steelers have a 40% chance as it currently stands. Steelers are going to go up against the Ravens and the Panthers are going to go up against the Buccaneers. So these are two teams that are going to these are all four teams that are going to face each other next week. And I guess this is winner take all, at least for the Steelers and Ravens. Ravens might clinch that spot. Steelers might clinch that spot. Panthers might clinch the NFC spot. Buccaneers might clinch the NFC spot. I just don't know. Yeah, as it currently stands, that is our playoff picture. Playoffs start January 10th for the postseason games. It's a very dangerous situation because it's not like there's a couple of games that can happen. It's not like for the playoffs, it's like, oh, you can play a couple of games and still have a shot. If you lose a game, then you're out. I think that's what makes the NFL really hard to do. It is very refreshing not to see the Chiefs in any of the seeds, specifically the first seed or the second seed even. But seeing the Patriots there, it's like, okay, it feels like the 2010s all over again. That's exactly how it feels like. I remember saying that the Baltimore Ravens were going to win the Super Bowl, but that doesn't even look like it's a possibility anymore. They still have a shot, but I'm rooting for the Ravens next week to beat the Steelers, and I'm rooting for Tampa Bay to beat the Panthers next week. Those are my two teams that I'm rooting for. I want to see the Ravens replace the Steelers, and I want to see Tampa Bay replace the Panthers. That way our playoffs can be locked in, and we'll be able to enjoy that playoff picture and see how it goes from there. From the looks of it, getting another Seahawks-Broncos Super Bowl, kind of like how I first saw it way back in 2014, is very strange. This is like 10 years ago when the Seahawks and Broncos faced off against each other. The Super Bowl that I personally want to see is probably the Buffalo Bills at the Philadelphia Eagles, or more so the Texans at the Eagles. I think that would be a pretty good game because those are going to be my two favorite teams that'll win. If that's probably right now, I mean, the Texans are my only AFC team that are going to be there. I have two really. Two NFC teams that are in the playoffs that are my favorites. Only one AFC team on the other side. So, and they're gonna and the Texans are gonna face the Patriots. I don't think they're gonna do good. I think the Texans are gonna lose the wild card round. Patriots go straight to divisional. I don't know who would win. I don't know if the Steelers or Chargers would win that one. I hope the Ravens replace them. Bills at Jaguars. I think the Bills would win that one for them. So they might face the Broncos. It's gonna be weird. I don't know who's gonna go. I don't know who's gonna go where. Because then I would like to see the Packers at the Bears. They're gonna face each other once more. A division rivalry game for the wild card. I hope the Packers beat the Bears. I really do. I hope the Packers beat the Bears. I really do. I just can't. I don't know. Something about the Bears winning just rubs me the wrong way. I want the Packers to win. I want the Packers to at least win a playoff game. Then they'll go to NFC Championship, and then they'll make it to the Super Bowl, and it might be another Packers win. Quarterbacks at 27 for the Packers, they won their Super Bowls. So Jordan Love could potentially do it. I do want to see the Rams again. I do want to see the Eagles again. But if anything happens, if two of those teams don't make it, I would want to see the Packers win the Super Bowl. On the AFC side, I would either want to see the Bills win, or the Texans win, or the Broncos, or actually I like some of these teams. The two teams that I don't really want to see win are the Steelers and Patriots. I have more teams that I don't want to see win in NFC side, like Niners, Bears. Maybe less so the Panthers. Like I don't really care either way if the Panthers don't win, if the Panthers win or not. Yeah, this is an interesting playoff picture to say the least. We're just gonna see what happens, I guess. If it's different, then it's gonna be interesting. This is gonna be all 2026. It's gonna be super interesting to watch all this. Bills Eagles Super Bowl would probably be good. Bills Packers most likely. Maybe Texans. Maybe Patriots even. I think the Patriots are going to probably make it far. I think the Patriots are going to make it straight to like AFC Championship. Patriots might even win again. It might be them again. That's just how it is. Okay, I'm done talking about it. We only got 1 week left before the playoffs begin. We still have 1 week left in the regular season. It's going to be rivalry week. Every single game is going to be a division rival facing each other. So competition is fierce. Competition is going to be at its top, because when you face your division rival, you want to be better than them. And I wouldn't expect anything else. It sucks that the regular season is over, but we still have playoff pictures to go. We still have 1 more month of that to go. So thank you all for watching this episode of NFL in Review. This is going to be Easy Austin signing off. Peace.